The Galactic Union Academy's survival trial had claimed lives before, but never like this. Commander Dravkul stood in the equipment bay, his 4 eyes fixed on the single crate before him. Inside lay 10 skulls, each belonging to a different apex predator from the death world of Kraith 7. Beside the crate stood Cadet Rhea Voss, her combat suit torn and stained with dried blood that wasn't entirely hers, her dark eyes burning with something the commander recognized but had never seen in a human before. Pure, calculated defiance. This wasn't the exercise, Dravkul said, his translator struggling with the growl in his native tongue. No, Rhea replied flatly. It wasn't. The trial had been simple in design, cruel in execution. 10 cadets entered Kraith 7's Crimson Jungle. 1 survived. The Galactic Union believed this forged the finest warriors in known space. Rhea Voss had been the Academy's first human cadet, a novelty from a species barely a century into interstellar travel. Most instructors gave her 3 days. The cruel ones gave her 3 hours. What none of them knew was what humanity had survived to reach the stars at all. Dravkul activated the holo projection. Footage from Rhea's neural recorder played in ghostly blue light. The other cadets had been veterans of a dozen worlds. A Krenth berserker whose species had conquered 4 systems through sheer ferocity. A Silrain ambush predator who could bend light. A Torvan who could shatter stone with his bare hands. 9 of the finest young warriors in the Union. The human had been an afterthought. The recording showed the drop. 10 figures plummeting through Kraith 7's atmosphere, scattered deployed across 200 kilometers of hostile terrain. The objective? Reach the extraction point in 7 days. The reality, only the strong would make it. The weak would feed the jungle. Rhea's feet hit mud. She moved immediately, no hesitation, no ceremony. While the others were still orienting themselves, checking equipment, establishing dominance through ritual challenges, the human was already gone. Vanished into the red canopy like smoke. You ran, Dravkul observed. I evaluated, Rhea corrected. 9 apex predators, all stronger, faster, better armed. Direct confrontation would be suicide. So I didn't confront. I hunted. The recording jumped ahead. Day 2. The Silrain cadet, invisible to most sensors, stalked through a clearing. His confidence was absolute. His species had never met an ambush they couldn't escape or execute first. The shimmer in his cloaking field betrayed nothing but calculated patience. Then the trap sprung. Rhea had buried herself in the mud for 6 hours, breathing through a hollow reed, every biosign suppressed to near-death levels. When the Silrain passed overhead, she struck from below. A sharpened bone blade, crafted from the ribcage of Kraith 7's native megafauna, punched through his secondary heart before his camouflage even flickered. Primitive, Dravkul muttered. Effective, Rhea countered. The recording continued. Day 3. The Krenth berserker, enraged by his fallen comrade, tore through the jungle seeking revenge. His species felt no fear, no pain, no mercy. He was death incarnate, a biological war machine that had evolved on a world where everything killed everything else. Rhea killed him with patience. She led him through the jungle for 18 hours, never engaging, always retreating until exhaustion, a concept his kind rarely experienced, began to slow his reactions. Then she collapsed a deadfall trap she'd spent an entire day preparing. 2 tons of stone, guided by crude leverage and gravity, crushed his skull before he could roar. You use the environment, Dravkul said, a hint of respect creeping into his tone. I used everything. The other cadets fell one by one. The Torvan, strong enough to bend duralloy, drowned in quicksand while pursuing what he thought was an easy kill. The Harathi pack hunters, who communicated through pheromones, died confused and separated after Rhea contaminated their chemical trails with crushed toxic plants. The Velkari flyer, who ruled the skies, met its end when Rhea used scavenged tech from fallen cadets to electrify the metal extraction beacon it tried to claim early. Each death was methodical, calculated, patient. By day 6, only 3 cadets remained. Rhea and 2 others who'd formed an alliance, recognizing the human as the true threat. They were right to fear her. The recording showed the final confrontation. 2 against 1, both cadets superior in every measurable combat metric. They cornered her at the extraction point, weapons ready, victory assured. Rhea smiled. The jungle erupted. She'd spent 6 days not just surviving, but domesticating Kraith 7's ecosystem to her will. Pheromone trails led carnivorous swarms. Territorial markers she'd stolen and relocated triggered stampedes of megafauna. The native apex predators, enraged by the violation of their territories, descended on the clearing in a wave of fang and claw. In the chaos, Rhea moved like water through stone. 2 more skulls joined her collection. When the extraction shuttle arrived, it found a lone figure standing among carnage, surrounded by the bones of 10 cadets and 30 native predators. Rhea Voss held a crude spear in one hand and a communicator in the other. Her message to the Academy was 3 words long. "I'm ready now." Dravkul closed the recording. The silence in the equipment bay was absolute. "You were supposed to survive," he said quietly, "not exterminate." "You put me in a jungle with 9 predators who thought I was prey," Rhea replied, her voice cold as void. "My planet taught me what yours never could. When everything wants you dead, you don't survive by being strong. You survive by being the thing that won't die, by being more patient, more adaptable, more willing to do whatever it takes. You called this a trial. On Earth we call it Tuesday." Dravkul's translator actually sputtered at that, struggling with the casual dismissal of death. "The Galactic Union will demand an investigation," he said. "Let them investigate." The rule said 1 survivor. "I survived." She gestured to the crate of skulls. "They didn't. That's not my failure. That's theirs." For a long moment, Commander Dravkul studied the human cadet. His species had conquered 12 worlds through martial prowess. They'd never met anything they couldn't kill or intimidate. Looking at Rhea Voss, covered in the evidence of her week in hell, he understood why the galaxy had begun calling humans Deathworlders. It wasn't because their planet was dangerous. It was because anything that survived it learned to be more dangerous than the danger itself. "Report to advanced combat training." "Cadet Voss," Dravkul said finally, "your trial is complete." Rhea nodded once and turned to leave. At the doorway she paused. "Commander, you should know something." "Yes?" "I didn't return all the skulls." Her smile was predatory. "I kept one. A reminder." She was gone before Dravkul could ask which one. Later, reviewing the neural recording for the investigation, he would see it. On day 4, for just a moment, Rhea held an 11th skull, one that perfectly matched the bone structure of his own species. She'd found a Kraith corpse long dead from the jungle, and claimed its skull as insurance. A message. "I learned how to kill your kind, too." The Galactic Union Academy's survival trial was suspended 3 days later. Not because of the deaths. Deaths were expected, even honored. It was suspended because for the first time in its 300-year history, the predators had become prey, and humanity had proven what Earth had spent millions of years teaching them. That the most dangerous predator isn't the strongest or the fastest. It's the one that refuses to stop hunting,